Well, one of the reasons I love my job is not only do I get to visit absolutely incredible homes like this of my neighbor John Fisher, but I get to meet John Fisher, and hopefully I'll get to meet your wife Amy later tomorrow, I think. Yes, there's going to be a gathering at, where is the gathering?
They have one at the Overholser Mansion.
Okay, it's at the Overholser Mansion again this year, a fixture in the neighborhood. But this home is absolutely splendid, and you tell me it was built in
1916.
1916, and you called it English Manor?
Yes, English Manor style.
English Manor style, and I would call it English Magistry because it is absolutely fabulous. You have 3 floors and a basement. How many square feet?
4,800.
4,800 square feet, and you've lived here for how long?
Just a little over 3 years.
3 years. And your kids go to school nearby, and you work out of the home.
I do.
So that makes it pretty handy. And if in the middle of the day you get overheated on a call, you can just come out here and take a little dip.
And I do.
And you do. Well, it's absolutely beautiful out here. I mean, I'm feeling relaxed just being out here. And you said you entertain a lot.
We do.
And quite philanthropic. So tell me some of the organizations that you work with, you and your wife work with.
We work with Oklahoma City Ballet, Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition. We support the local elementary school through Wilson Arts Inc. She works with the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Oklahoma City and is on the National Foundation Board for Alpha Delta Pi.
Well, couldn't she do just a little bit more? Couldn't she do just a little bit more? And I am sure that your home is just a fascinating backdrop for all of the different kinds of events you probably hold for those wonderful, wonderful missions. So, well, thank you so much. You have given us permission to just kind of set off on our own, and we are going to take it floor by floor. A tip, you guys, this one is really breathtaking, and we're going to see a lot. So you might want to divide it up into portions. You might want to watch a portion of it in the afternoon and another portion in the evening or whatever, because there's a lot to see here, and every room is more incredible than the last. So thank you, we appreciate it. So let's take a break here and we will meet you at the front door. Come in this house and I'll pretend like this is my own English Manor home.
Oh, your home looks lovely.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this home is truly, truly spectacular, you guys, and I think you're going to be overwhelmed with the ideas, with the unique artistry of every room, the composition, and it's just screams their personality. And again, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. There is no one form of beauty, and that's why I love doing these home tours. There's just different forms of personal expression. And this very much is a home with a fabulous point of view in that regard. This, I wish I could just slip this in my back pocket and take it home with me. I love the wallpaper in here, and this is just
Cool.
the vestibule as you come in. Yeah,
Those aren't boots.
the umbrella rack.
Yep.
And he was telling me that all of the radiators here are all original to the house.
Not all functional, wasn't it?
These are not necessarily functional, but they are original to the house, because when they moved in 3 years ago, the previous homeowners had already redone all of the electrical, all of the HVAC, and so they pretty much just needed to decorate and maybe put their own personal stamp on it. Look at this as you enter. Look at this Fortuny chandelier. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you can so clearly, obviously tell as soon as you walk in their home that they are true art lovers, and there is a piece of art, of spectacular art, on almost every surface. And I was talking to him earlier, and that is very much a thing that is unique to this area, to the Mesta Park Heritage Hills area, is there is just so much emphasis on art. A lot of these people are active in the art community, either from a philanthropic standpoint or they are artists themselves, and you can see how so many of the pieces of art speak to that.
Does anybody recognize who did this?
You recognize that immediately.
I did, because I know the guy. I don't know the guy, but I know of the guy. It's Banksy. It's a real Banksy, y'all.
And we need to start keeping count of the number of Oklahoma homes we visit that have some rendition of a buffalo in them.
Yeah, this one's one of my favorite.
And then look at this spectacular piece over the fireplace mantle. And, okay, refresh my memory. 5 fireplaces, did he say
I
they
think
had?
that's correct, yes.
And all of them work. Now, they may not all be wood-burning fireplaces. Most of them have these gas inserts, but all of them are functional and work. And I mean, it's a deep, massive fireplace. Interestingly, the same color as at the Derrick home that we were at just previously. But what a fabulous showcase for this piece of art right here. And again, there's just some spectacular something on almost every surface. And like the other home, this home, these homeowners, they really embrace color. They said it was decorated by Thompson & Thompson, if I remember that correctly, though very obviously they have given the direction for how that decoration should go. And what's interesting is the composition is just brilliant, but the flow is just wonderful. The flow from one space to the next. And the framing of the view of each new space is really incredible. Now, this is one of my favorite things, you guys. Here's my question of the day. I kind of sort of had one at my other home, and I do not at this house. And that is one of these statement-making round, well, let's think of it as just kind of a display table of sorts in the entryway. Now, typically I like to have topiary or something on them. They have works of art and different books, but I just love coming in and being welcomed by all the color on this table, but and obviously the color in the artwork, but also the color in the rugs, in the runner going upstairs, and marveling at all of this original walnut trim and woodwork in this home. Interesting, Stuart, did you notice another home that does not have a TV in the living room, in either one of these living spaces? And one thing that makes it more contemporary, I think, is that the furnishings they're artistic and they definitely are statement making, but they're all pretty much comfortable. That's another observation we made in the previous home. They're pretty much comfortable. And I don't believe originally back in the 1920s and even in the 1930s that the furnishings were necessarily they didn't have an objective really to be comfortable, and that's definitely something that differs between then and now. Now this goes out onto a side porch that overlooks where we shot the intro, this beautiful pool area with all sorts of lush landscaping. And apparently they do entertain quite a bit. And I imagine a lot of that is with a lot of teenage kids who probably come and take advantage of the pool and all of these large areas out here where they can have fun, toss a football, as long as it's OSU, Oklahoma State. Look down here, there's a little pizza oven. There is another entryway that I believe, a lot of stairs, I believe that goes into the kitchen.
I think so.
And like so many of these homes, so many little nooks and crannies. So in their own way, they had storage areas that, like we do too, for dedicated kinds of things. Theirs were just more permanent. I mean, they're bricked in places where you would put the firewood or things of that nature. There's a sweet little storage storage shed or she shed or he shed who's ever shed over here. And then just opposite that, and we'll show it to you later, is the garage that has an apartment above it. So lots and lots of living spaces here. The grandeur of the fence, of the wrought iron fence, is something to behold. And then, like so many of the homes in this area, great borrowed views from the other homes right next door and across the street. And for those of you in the Oklahoma City area, you might recognize the spire of St. Luke's Methodist Church, which is just down the street. So let's take a break here before we move on. Look at this magnificent piece of furniture here, and the sculpture on top, beautifully lit. I love the brass appointments. And every window has a more impressive view than every other window to that fabulous tree. Looks like some kind of cedar tree in the front. And then there's this beautiful long vista, Stuart, if we carefully turn around into the dining room. So great, as I said earlier, great flow from one space to another. You can see how it would be perfect for entertaining.
That kitchen blew me
This
away.
jewel green is just fabulous. And can you imagine how cozy it is to dine here with that fireplace lit behind you? Lots of candles, flickering candlelight with this really Art Deco light fixture hanging above this massive table. And it's such a blend of different eras of furniture. So a number of nods to Art Deco, but look at this piece here that they said they got at an antique store in Savannah, Georgia. So lots of different,
Got it in a saloon in Texas.
just lots of lots of different times that all converge. Different times and different visual styles that all converge in one space. And then, not unlike some of the other homes that we have seen, off of the dining area and the kitchen area. And I love these kinds of spaces because for the holidays especially, it's so nice to be in close proximity to all of the people who are working in the kitchen. But if you're not working, you can just hang out in areas like this and watch football on TV, or just relax. You could read books to the little kids who might be there, and it's just really eminently comfortable. Again, these houses I love, the emphasis is not just on style and grandeur, but the emphasis is very much on comfort. And look at this cute little powder room. It just goes to show, and wonderful wallpaper. Doesn't even really feel like wallpaper, but it goes up and over the ceiling, which does make the room look bigger, as John pointed out at another home. And then if I recall correctly, Stuart, there used to be,
Pretty cool.
Stuart stuck in the bathroom.
Gotta show everybody.
Gotta show everybody.
There's so many mirrors everywhere. Everybody's getting a good look at Stuart.
So if I remember correctly, now this area that goes back into the living room, or a section of the living room, I believe he said that this used to be divided by French doors. And it went into a little sitting room here, but the sitting room was walled off, and then this goes out to the driveway. And this is an interesting feature. Here's another question for you guys, and I didn't ask John because I didn't notice, but look at how there's like chicken wire in between the glass panes.
It's not in all of them.
And it's not in all of them.
And specifically, usually in
And
these.
specifically in these patterns, and I noticed that on a couple of the other doors. So that's fascinating. We need to research that a little bit. But this was a sitting room. Again, look at the light fixture.
I didn't even notice that before.
And yes, in all of these homes, you not only have to look across, but you really have to look up as well. And then there was a partition here, a wall here, and then that came into another room here. And this was the dining room. And then this here, I believe he said, just from about here over, just the sliver that's on this side of this amazing kitchen, this was the original template for the kitchen. It was, I believe, about this narrow. But then when the renovation was done, and oh, okay, look at this. Talk about little appointments in a meal stove. But they expanded this out. It's got a fabulous island. That really in no way is any kind of impediment to moving from anywhere in that classic kitchen triangle. And it's just also sleek.
This kitchen is sleek for sure.
It's very sleek and a nice counterpoint. All this white is an interesting contrasting counterpoint to the dark wood. And then this is what I really covet. I covet this little room with these little doggies. And then we won't disturb them. But around the corner is a washer and dryer, wasn't there?
Sorry, guys.
I think there was a, well, no, I lied. There was
maybe
not a
it's upstairs,
washer and
maybe.
dryer. Oh, yeah, it's upstairs. This is another storage area. That might be a second refrigerator in there. And all of that goes out to the entertaining area outside. So this is pretty sweet. One thing that you just notice immediately is every one space flows effortlessly into every other space, perfect for entertaining, and every place where you stand has a better view than the other space. I mean, it's just really remarkable. It's all very cohesive. Every one thing just blends in perfectly with the other. So now let's take a break here and let's go see what there is to be had on the second floor. Now, one thing we were observing was that back in the 20s and 30s, the homeowners weren't really very respectful of the servants' quarters and things like that, because all of their spaces are very, very difficult to navigate, very small, very tight. And I'll give you an example of that here in a minute. But just as a point of reference, here's that charming little bathroom. And then here are these narrow stairs, winding stairs. And notice, and it doesn't look like there ever was a railing that goes up here, though perhaps there was, but these are the back steps. And these are the steps, obviously, that the servants would have used. And the steps are steep. The risers are steep compared to the tread and the risers of the main staircase, which is just around the corner. And you come up to this, yeah. And hard for Stuart to navigate while holding a phone. But look here. See how these aren't as deep and easier to come up and down.
There's a difference.
There is a difference, but this beautiful walnut woodwork persists upstairs, as does all the incredible art. And when I asked John where they really hang out, he said predominantly down in that area off of the kitchen, and then in another space on another floor that I'll show you shortly. But I think if I lived here, I would hang out in this area with another little fireplace that also works, and just kind of an extra room. I think there's exercise equipment over here with another fun bathroom. All of these little bathrooms have such interesting wallpaper. So you can go through, and did we get the exercise area? And boy, I'm sure that bathtub was probably original. And then you come through here, so there are two children, both have their own.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
Both have their own bath. So here is son number one's bedroom. We're so fortunate to have really good public schools in our neighborhood, aren't we, Stuart?
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of these amazing Lego designs that they've put together. And then another little Jack and Jill bathroom here. That goes from one son's bedroom
Can you kick on a light for me again?
into the other son's bedroom.
Oh, that tub's kind of interesting.
Yeah, these are
One side is not
old.
to a wall, so it has the curve right there.
Yes, now in my former home, mine was kind of similar to that.
I've seen these a lot, but they usually have walls on both sides.
Yeah. And then here's another suite bedroom with fabulous wallpaper. And look at all of these. Are all of these Lego designs? I guess they are.
I'm not sure. Definitely something you put
That
together.
have been put together. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Big,
Pretty sweet bedroom for a kid. And then if you look through here, you're going to see something that's also pretty remarkable. But we'll come at it from a different direction. All of these were originally built in, really, really great storage, which is, I think, a little bit unusual for this vintage of house, but really great storage in there for all of their linens, etc., etc. And then you come around the other side of the staircase to the master bedroom, master suite. And this is it's a suite that's pretty sweet. The scale of these rooms is just
Storage
remarkable.
Ooh.
And that fixture is pretty incredible as well. And again, another feature of so many of these rooms is they're large enough to have a ancillary kind of seating area, which I think is just wonderful. And then Stuart, repeat what he told us about the
Okay, I'm just
tile.
going to show this one painting I wanted to show. Pretty neat. He said this tile was put in piece by piece, and because it's not a pattern, you just do it piece by piece. I'll get closer so you can really see. Yes, the knees, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, just so kind of random and beautiful in its own way.
Really random and beautiful.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what he said.
And then more amazing bathroom fixtures. You can tell I'm kind of obsessed with the bathroom, with all of the fixtures, the light fixtures.
There's a lot of effort put into like.
And by the way,
like
we're shooting this on Wednesday, so there's still a number of days to the official home tour. So these homeowners have been careful to tell me, oh, everything is not perfect, because the tour isn't for a number of days away. But you know what? We want to know how people live, and how they really live. And this is a perfect example of that. Because I know I asked permission to be able to show the closet because I knew you guys would want to see it because you love the closets. Okay, this is a pretty fabulous closet, unequaled only by her collection of hats, Amy's collection of hats,
they are
which
really cool, aren't they?
which are just beautifully displayed there.
I think that one's my favorite. The top one's my favorite. Which one's yours?
Okay, here's another question, you guys. Which one do you think I like?
So don't say it yet. I'm gonna show them all of them.
Okay. Okay, ready? I kind of like this one. I love the branding on it, the
That's the first thing I
monogram.
noticed when I came around the corner earlier.
Okay, so this is a pretty sweet and very organized closet, but then look at this. What used to be a porch is now an absolutely delightful laundry room. So they got the washer and dryer in here. You can do all of the laundry and all of your ironing. I mean, look at this. How sweet is this? And you can do all of the ironing and steaming, etc., with a fabulous view of the poolside area, the pool area out in the back, and the beautiful landscaping.
I'm trying not to make myself and everybody dizzy.
Yeah, we're trying. And
spin
then
the other way next
and
time.
then back through this wonderful closet. So, I mean, a wonderful use of space. Stuart, I'm trying to turn off the lights as we
Very
leave.
considerate of you.
I want to be considerate. I'm leaving you in the dark, Stuart. Leaving you in the dark.
It's kind of a neat perspective everybody's getting as we walk out of here.
Yeah, that is. Okay, now, this is really cool, you guys. Okay, we come back now. It's kind of a horseshoe shape. We come back around just opposite all of this built-in storage, and we go upstairs where these dark, have you noticed all these dark, moody colors being used now? It definitely tells me that I'm always counter to the trend. So just when everybody is going moody colors, I'm going white and bright. But look at this fabulous space up here.
I'm trying to do a cool spin here. Let's see.
I mean, you could live your life up here in this area. I mean, this in and of itself is a small apartment. And it's got, this is what the other area that they said where they typically do their family viewing of TV and such. So this is on the 3rd floor. This is, they said it was partially finished off when they bought the house, and then originally, and then the previous owners finished this off, and then they added a few things. But talk about a great TV viewing area. Look at the view outside this window of the clay tile roof at the home next door. And a game table up here. Amy's office is up here. And he said that they just recently added this kitchen-like buffet here because they got tired of going downstairs for ice and drinks and popcorn. So they added this, which I think is, well, it looks like it's always been here, doesn't it? It looks just very lodgy. It looks very English manor. And then out this window, you can get an orientation. By the way, this is east, and you can see down to the pool. Plenty of room up here for all of these Lego architects. Pretty incredible. And there's also a very moody, narrow bath in here with wonderful fixtures and appointments.
Oh, wow. I don't know how I missed this earlier. Look, that's
Yeah,
how
isn't
you-
that sink just
that's how you
marvelous?
flush it,
Yeah,
too.
look at the toilet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that sink is like half metal, half.
We come all the way to these grand houses to look at the bathroom.
And go, oh, ooh.
Yeah.
What a neat little thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
Mr.
say,
B.
you can live up here.
How cool is this? I guess you look at this. You really get a feel for that, the way this works. The ceiling,
Yeah, and the ceiling.
All ceilings. I guess it's both.
Yeah, and you can reference that when you're outside.
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Stuart, this has been a lot. This has been a lot. We'll take one closing shot of the garage area and the apartment in the back. But is this or is this not spectacular? That's my last question of the day. I hope you have enjoyed this as much as we have enjoyed it. I really think it's fun to meet new neighbors and friends, and it does not escape me how fortunate I am to have all of these magnificent homes within spitting distance of the cottage. I can come and I can enjoy them from the exterior. And also, I think what we especially love is imagining the stories of the people who lived here before when the homes were first built in the early 1900s. Life was sure a lot different then. Stuart, this is where we part ways. I'm going to walk home, but look at this. Isn't this great? Now, I do also kind of covet this large parking area just a little bit because, you know, I don't have it at the cottage.
Oh, yeah, quite the opposite.
Yeah. Fabulous garage. And then, as I said, there's another apartment upstairs. I'm curious.
I think he was kind of saying we could.
Well, that's locked. Okay. Yeah, that's locked. So, and there might be a way to get in from inside, but we will leave that to our imaginations. What do you say? So this has been absolutely so incredible. Stuart, let's turn around so people can get an orientation to how all of the different pieces of this English Manor puzzle come together.
Come here and look at this before we go. We can tell the people at home. Look at that way it really does horseshoe. In the wide angle, you can just see that wraparound of the...
Yeah, very clean, and the beautiful gate.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Under the porte cochere.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging in with us, and we will see you, I'm not sure when, but on another home tour or garden tour in the near future.